Right, hi there guys. You find me on the bank. David and Dooby gone fishing. Dooby's with me right here. We've snuck off for a quick little couple of hour session down one of our local lakes. I'm fishing solid bag zebedee short rigs at the moment. Had a fish on, so going well. Beautiful scaly mirror. But they've started showing in a different spot. So I'm going to change rigs. So I thought I'll show you guys how I tie my pop-up rig with the zebedee on it. So here we have a simple ronney rig setup, hook end, zebedee end. I've already tied it all together. So what you do first of all is the loop end here, slide it up, get your point where you want your putty to be, and then take your bit of zebedee putty, tuck it onto your line at the end of the tubing like so, roll it into a nice neat barrel, moisten the putty, it just helps the tubing slide over the top. Hopefully we haven't lost our loop. We have lost our loop, so you get your baiting needle, just pull the end, job done, easy as that. Slide the tubing over the putty like so, easy peasy. And then what you do, just slide it up so you've got a nice small loop at the end. Crank the kettle up, it's going to start whistling, but we need to steam it. This might take a little bit longer than if you're at home in your nice warm kitchen, because I'm sat here on a breezy bank. But here we go, we've got some steam. Slip your baiting needle through the eye so that you don't get your fingers whilst you're steaming it. Then what we need to do is steam it straight. So you want to steam it really well so that it completely shrinks. If you don't completely shrink it, you might struggle to get it on the jig bar a bit later. There are ways around it, but it's easier just to steam it all the way so it's nice and tight. This is fantastic tubing, this zebedee tubing. It shrinks beautifully. Whatever line you're fishing, it pretty much will grip everything really, really tight. I'm using a semi-stiff coated braid on this. It's going to be quite a long hook link, but I've got stiff hinge rigs and multi-rigs and all sorts tied up with it. So then steam it all the way down. All the way down. Then when you get to the knot end with your loop, make sure this is really well steamed down. So you should end up with something that looks like this, making sure that that end where the loop is nice and tight, so it'll make it easier to get your end rubber on. So leave this to cool for 2 minutes. However, I'm on the bank and it's a bit chilly, so this is already cold. So what we're going to do now is just turn the kettle down a little bit, just so that you can hear me a bit easier. Pop on your red adjuster pin onto the loop. Makes it easier when you're doing your rig in a minute. So, rig bar, hook, you've got your gap, the big gap, that's your hook end. Tuck your hook onto the adjuster end and measure how far down it needs to be. Take out your black aligner pin, pop it in. Next, hold down from that, pop in the next adjuster pin, and then simply wrap round 5 times. Like so, making sure it's nice and tight between the 2 pins, and then your red adjuster pin goes in with 1 hole spare. Tweak, tighten, everything's lined up. Turn the kettle back up. And then we're going to re-steam this. Takes about 30 seconds at home in your nice warm house with the kitchen kettle, but it might take me a little bit longer, but just make sure you steam it all really well. Right, there you go, guys. That's one steamed zebedee. So we're now going to leave that to cool for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to slide it off in a minute. I'm going to cut it because you don't want to watch it cooling down, so I'll be back in a sec. Right guys, 2 minutes is up. As you can see from Dooby, I'm not sure if she's in shot or not, but she's asleep in the corner, which is why I left you guys to do what you're doing. So, zebedee rig, removing it from the bar, quite simple. Pop out the red pin, pop out the adjuster pin, pull off your hook end, simply slides off your tube, and then you end up with the zebedee. So I put my tail rubbers on afterwards generally. Mine are the zebedee tail rubbers, so they're really soft and easy to use. You might want to put yours on beforehand, up to you guys. Baiting needle, moisten your line or your zebedee, and then simply slide it on just like so, and that is it. So there's your zebedee rig. As I say, mine's a ronney rig for pop-up purposes. I'm now going to put some putty on here to stop it from floating off, but whatever you're fishing, set yours up as you will. Basically it's your rig. I think I've now earned a cup of tea, so I'm going to put my coffee on with the water that we've just boiled to make the rig. Now if that's not multitasking, I don't know what it is. Thank you for watching. Happy fishing. Tight lines, guys. That's it for me and Dooby. Don't forget, check out @Zebedee Carp Fishing. Loads of stuff on the internet. Don't forget to like and subscribe our channel. Catch you all soon.